Well, we got out here really early.
Didn't get the parking lot that we wanted, but it's okay.
Well, there's tons of people out here for the sunrise.
Yeah.
We've been by flashlights and the sun's already up at 6:45, so.
I mean, that's a good thing though. I'd rather hike in the morning light than darkness.
Yeah, for sure. So we have to do like a 4/10 of a mile little trail that goes to the one we're trying to get onto, so not too bad.
Yeah, it's really pretty. We just realized we haven't really explained anything about this hike. So we were planning on hiking to Andrews Glacier, which is about 10 miles round trip. But then we also want to go to Sky Pond.
If possible.
If possible, we'll see how we feel, which would tack on an extra roughly 2 miles. To Andrews Glacier, there is an elevation gain of over 1,200 feet. So, and it's 5 miles there, 5 miles back. So that's a lot of elevation gain in 5 miles, in my opinion. But we're feeling pretty good this morning. So far. And it's absolutely beautiful out. I think we picked the perfect day. We should have clear skies all morning and day, so. One of the reasons, or the main reason why this hike is deemed so difficult, is because as you're hiking, you don't have any visualization of the glacier or the lake that's below it. You're looking for the tarn. So basically, it's a straight rocky face, and then it levels off where the lake is, and then it goes back up where the glacier is. But from the angle that you approach Andrews Tarn, you can't see any of that. So you have to just try to stay on the trail and find it. And one of the people's blogs that we read, him and his buddies actually could not find it. So that made us a little bit nervous, but it seems like it's a little bit more well trekked now than when that blog post was written. So that is our hope. And I mean, honestly, if we find it, I'll be overjoyed. So the total mileage that this hike would be 12 miles, maybe a little bit over, if we do make it to Sky Pond. We are hoping to average 2 miles per hour. But yeah, and the whole way up is, I mean, the whole way there is uphill, and then the whole way back is basically downhill. So, if we can average 2 miles per hour on the way up, I think we should make really good timing. But honestly, with how often we stop for pictures and to do videos, it wouldn't surprise me if this trip took us like 12 hours. So we'll just see. But I mean, we're prepared for that. So we're just here to enjoy the day and enjoy the hike. We made it to the first part of our hike, which is Waterfalls, and it's right behind us. so far, but we can't help ourselves because this area is so beautiful. It's like straight out of Narnia.
Yeah, a little better.
Yeah, it's really pretty. We went to the lock. It was a nice stroll around the lake, and now we're walking up or along this creek here, and it's just stunning.
Yeah, every turn there's always something like real good to look at or something to take a photo of, so taking a little bit longer than normal, but we're still at a schedule.
Yeah, we just can't believe how beautiful it is out here. It's wonderful. We just parted ways with the path to Sky Pond, and we're now on the path strictly to Andrews Glacier. And I think this is where we're gonna see the majority of our elevation gain. I'm out of breath, but like that's the trail. It goes straight up. So should be a good challenge. We just made it to Andrews Creek campsite. I think this is like the most confusing part of the trail. So there is a trail this way. There are tons of like footpaths through here. And then it seems like there's a trail this way. We just talked to a guy, and he said once we get to the camp to hang a left. So I think we're gonna try this trail, and we'll go on it for a little bit, and if it seems like it's not the right trail, we'll have to turn back around. We just did a quick Google look at where our location is, and it looks like left is the correct way to go, so we're just gonna go with it. To follow these little stacks of rocks to stay on the proper trail. There's a sign up ahead. I thought it was going to say that we were there. How you feeling, Dave? Oh, I'm a bit winded. This jagged rock right here, I believe it's called the Shark Tooth. Looks like we're heading in the right direction. We are so close. We can see the glacier.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh my gosh. We've made it to Andrews Glacier. This is so amazing. head to Sky Pond.
Yep. Head on down through the rock field again.
Yep.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Our knees might be a little achy.
Yeah.
Now we gotta go all the way down there. Alright, so we're on our way to Sky Pond, and our knees are pretty shot from coming down the boulder field from Andrews Glacier. So Dave and I decided that we're gonna go as far as we can, but if we hit another rock field, we can't do that.
We're gonna make it.
We'll make it. Okay. Okay, so Dave and I have a little announcement to make. We're having another baby.
Yep, number 2 on the way.
Yep, due in March. And I have to tell you something too. So this morning, on the way here, for the first time ever, I had some morning sickness, and we literally had to pull over on the side of a really scary road so that I could get sick. But it's okay. We made it today. That's what matters. This is the next portion of the hike. It's really steep, but we're going to attempt it. We made it.
Yeah, kind of barely, but yeah. It's a little, the beginning was rough. We had to really climb up, like with your hands and knees. I don't know how we're gonna get back down it, but
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
enjoy some Snickers. Definitely gonna need the energy. Even though it's downhill, it's only one spot I'm nervous about. Climbing down the waterfall.
Okay, so if you want to do both Sky Pond and Andrews Glacier, we suggest you do Andrews Glacier first. Sky Pond is much less of an intense hike than Andrews Glacier. Andrews Glacier, you have that huge rock field to go through, and then seriously the last half mile is a straight scramble. So when you get to the T that goes to Andrews Glacier and Sky Pond, at that T, Sky Pond is a lot short of a hike too. And it seems much more popular. I think we saw a total of 5 people maybe at Andrews Glacier.
Oh yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, and then a few coming up, so it's less than 10 for sure. But
Yeah, less than 10. And then here we've seen tons of people. I mean, there's lots of people all around us. So this is definitely the more popular hike. So I guess you just have to decide, do you want to get here earlier where there's less people, or do you want to do the intense hike first and then see how you feel and then do the shorter hike? The latter is what we suggest. So
Yeah, because we're both pretty sore, but I mean, once you get in the mood to keep on hiking, it's not too bad to get up here. It's a little narrow, but it's not horrible after you climb up the waterfall.
Yeah, after that, it's pretty smooth. We also have been up since 4 a.m., so I think that's like part of the reason why we're so tired. It's about 2 o'clock right now, and we've been hiking all day, so, but definitely worth the hike. Like, I'm so thankful that we decided to go this way, because we looked up at how far up we had to go for Sky Pond, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but Dave is very encouraging and said that we could. Yep. That was enough to convince me. And this is where it gets really dicey. Easy peasy.
Way easier than I thought it would be.
Yeah. We reached Glacier Gorge parking lot. It's about 5 o'clock now. It took us about 3 hours to get down from Sky Pond, and now we are waiting for the shuttle to go back to Bear Lake parking to get our car. All right, so we are back in Estes Park Town, whatever you want to call it. Estes Park. We went to a Nepalese restaurant, so we're just waiting for our food, and I thought this would be a great time to talk a little bit about the hikes that we did today. So the first hike to Andrews Glacier, we started around 6:45 a.m. and we got there roughly around 10:30? 10:30, yeah. 10:30. So that is 3.5 hours. So it was almost 7, yeah. So about 3.5 hours. Definitely the more strenuous hike of the two that we did today.
Probably ever.
Yeah, not my most strenuous hike, but it was one of the most. Then after that, we came down. It took us an hour to get off the rock field, didn't it?
Yeah, about or so. It wasn't too difficult to get out of there.
Yeah, it just took a lot of careful maneuvering, so that's why it took such a long time to get off the rock field. But then once we got off, we were on regular trail again, and we got through pretty quickly. And we came back to the split point where it goes to Andrews Glacier and Sky Pond. Then I don't know what time it was when we got there.
It was around 12:30, 12:45.
Really? Okay. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So, and then I know that we made it to Sky Pond by I want to say 130, 145.
Yeah, it's probably more towards 130, 145 or so.
Because then we sat down and then we left Sky Pond at 2.
215, 230.
Yeah, 2:15. So overall, Sky Pond definitely is the easier hike, and it's not. I don't think it's as long. Do you think it was as long?
What?
So.
Oh, the
Glacier
legs
versus Sky Pond. Do you feel like Sky Pond was probably shorter?
Yeah, by a little bit. Not like a whole cutoff, because we had to climb up the waterfall, and then we were already pretty tired. If we would have done that immediately, then it would have been a different story.
Oh yeah, most definitely. So. And that was something that I was going to bring up. Overall time, it took us 10 hours to do both Sky Pond and Andrews Glacier, because we started at 6:45.
Yeah. And
then we got to the bus station at 5 p.m. So
yeah, but that was also like 13.4 miles, I think, what we clocked in.
We hung out at Andrews Glacier for almost an hour for lunch and just exploring around and stuff. So I think with fresh legs, you could easily do Andrews Glacier up and back probably in 6 hours.
Yeah,
7 hours, easy.
6.
We stop very often to take pictures too, so that obviously tacks on a lot of time. So 6 hours, I would say definitely, if you had fresh legs and went from the start at Glacier Gorge up to Sky Pond, I would say more like 5 hours. I don't think it would take you as long. If you're trying to do both, definitely do Andrews Glacier first, because after getting up that rock field and at the very end, the last half mile is so intense. If you have already done Sky Pond and then you try to do that, it would be way more of a challenge. I don't know if we would have. I'm sure we would have made it, but it would have been more miserable.
It would take longer.
Yeah, it would have taken a really long time. So something else that we recommend is parking your vehicle at Bear Lake parking lot, and then there's a half-mile trail down to the Glacier Gorge trail, like start. And then when you're coming back to go towards the Glacier Gorge parking lot, so that gives you 2 downward slopes kind of at the beginning of your hike to get warmed up, and then at the end of the hike when you're really tired, you're still going downhill rather than having to trek up a fairly steep half mile back up to your car.
Yeah, the rangers told us we should do it that way.
And we definitely appreciate their advice, because the parking lot at Glacier Gorge was completely full when we got there in the morning, and I can't imagine trying to hike up another fairly steep incline back to our car after hiking over 12 miles. That just seems, I would just be so tired. Dave, if you have to pick one hike out of the 2, if you don't have time for both, which one would you do?
I'd definitely pick the Andrews Glacier. It had better views, and it was more strenuous, but it wasn't like impossible to do, so it was more of a feat once you got done.
Yeah, and it also took you through this really pretty valley area that you wouldn't see to Sky Pond. Now, Sky Pond, the lakes are really cool.
Yeah, I think the Lake of Glass and Sky Pond are like nice, like they're scenic and everything, but Andrews Glacier is way cooler because you get to go out there and touch a glacier and
definitely more of a cool experience in our opinion to do Andrews Glacier. I would prefer that as well over Sky Pond, but you have to make time for both. Like, you just have to. All right, guys, so thank you for watching this video with us. I'm so glad that you guys got to come along with us on our trek today, and we'll see you guys next time. Oh, I got something on my nose. Is it Ice Mountain approved?
Oh yeah.
Andrews Glacier.
Are you going?
I forgot to put on deodorant this morning. Oh, that's the thing.
We have to climb up there.